Okay, I have made quite a few videos recently covering what I would do if I was in charge of Street Fighter 6's Season 3 changes, but I always say at the start of those videos, these are what I would change, not what I think Capcom would change. So today I am gonna use my powers of prediction which direction I think Capcom will take each character in, whether I think they'll be buffed or nerfed or kept the same in Season 3. Also, I guess the other thing I should say up front, so if I say a character is likely to get buffed, that doesn't mean that I think that character is weak. And if I say a character is likely to get nerfed, that doesn't mean a character is likely too strong. Capcom makes weird decisions sometimes, and sometimes they just don't like certain archetypes being too strong. So, with that being said, it's time to start guessing. Okay, starting with Ryu. This is going to annoy me because I don't want this to happen, but I think Ryu's going to get buffed. I think Ryu's really goddamn strong right now, but Japan. The other thing I should mention is that I'm gonna rate this based on what a lot of the Japanese community thinks of each character, because generally, when Capcom are deciding what to do with characters, they also listen to the Japanese players quite a lot. And from what I can tell, Japan still does not rate Ryu that highly compared to the other Shotos. And obviously, chat went ballistic when I did this, but again, this is not my prediction of what a character needs. I'm not saying Ryu needs buffs. What I'm saying is that I think he will get them, even though this character could be a problem if he does. I hope I'm wrong about that, but you know, I have this feeling Ryu's gonna get buffed again. It's one of those inevitabilities of Street Fighter 6, you know? The sun rises, the sun sets, Ryu gets buffed every update. I also think the same about Luke, actually. And Luke probably does need them more than Ryu. I don't think Luke is weak right now, but I do think being the other thing that Luke has going for him is he's like the poster child of the game. You know, his face is on the cover. I think being the main character of the game also gives you like extra buffing privileges. So I think Luke will probably also get buffed. Chun-Li, I'm gonna put Chun in buffs, but they don't matter. Capcom have been very hesitant recently to give Chun much. All of the recent updates, they've kind of given her little things here and there, but they haven't really changed much about her in the last like 2 updates in a row. So I think that trend will probably continue. I think she'll probably get a few things, but nothing game changing. But then again, she is like she is the main like leading lady of the Street Fighter franchise. So maybe I could see a case for this. You know what? I think I will put her up here as well, actually. Just because Chun is so iconic, they don't want her to be bad. But I am going to put Jamie here. If there's one thing I've learned about every update so far for this game, is that they're very cautious with the changes they make to him. Usually, what's going to happen, I can tell you exactly what's going to happen to Jamie. He's going to have, like, yeah, 20 pages of buffs that seems like, you know, he's going to be amazing, but then you actually read through all the details, and it's 19 pages of, like, irrelevant record changes at various drink levels, and, like, maybe one actually moderately useful change. So I'm going to put Jamie there. Guile is going to go in stays the same. It's almost impossible for Guile to be bad in this game. As long as Sonic Boom and Flash Kick stay the same, he has a really solid game plan. So he probably won't get much. He might get like 1 or 2 minor nerfs that don't really change anything, and then 1 or 2 minor buffs that don't really change anything. But I think the net effect is he'll probably just stay the same. Okay, Kimberly. I'm not sure what they're going to do with Kimberly. This one's hard for me. They have been consistently buffing her the last few updates. I'm not sure what Capcom's plan is for this character. She'll probably get buffed. That seems the most likely outcome. ODDP. That was my change, but I don't think Capcom's going to do that. There's no way Capcom is going to give her an ODDP. I'm trying to get in the Capcom mindset for this, so even though I gave her an ODDP, I don't think she's going to get one. Jury is going to get buffs, but they don't matter. I have no hesitation about that. This character is going to be perpetually good, but not great, I think, for this game's entire life. She's always just, like, very slightly outside of, like, the top 5 or top 10. Every season, she gets a couple of combo improvements, but she's always just outside of that top upper echelon, which, by the way, that's a really good thing. I'm jealous of jury players. Like, I think Margin Obama made a video about this, but when you're picking a character in Street Fighter, and in fighting games in general, you don't want to play a top 3 character, because then that character will be overexposed and get killed in a future balance patch. The best kind of character to play in fighting games is a character like Jury, who perpetually stays really good, but just not quite good enough to get people complaining too much. So I think she's going to be eternal high tier, but never top tier, which is a good position to be in. Okay, Dalsim is going to get buffs, but they don't matter. I've noticed a lot that Capcom... There's a few characters in this game that Capcom doesn't seem to know or want to improve, particularly because their archetypes are so one-dimensional in some ways that if you make these characters too good, it could very easily upset the balance of the entire game. So, like, I'm actually going to do a few characters at once here. I'm going to put Dalsim here, I'm going to put Honda here, and I'm going to put Lily here. I think these 3 for all the exact same reason. Even though Lily is considered by some to be the worst character in the game, or close to the worst character in the game, I do not see Capcom making her that good ever. She's just going to keep getting small buffs, but I can't see any timeline where she ends up being super threatening. And I don't think, realistically, Capcom wants that either. Ken. Ken is going to be the first member of Nerfs, but they don't matter. And we're also going to put Akuma here as well. Here's what's going to happen to these 2 characters. I can already predict, I can tell you exactly what's going to happen to both these characters. They're going to get a slap on the wrist. Ken players and Akuma players are going to be declaring the characters dead, bottom 1, unusable trash, worst Shoto, bottom text. It's literally so fucking over. And then a month will pass, or 2 months will pass, and you'll realize that fundamentally almost all of their strongest things are still intact. So... it happened last year, it's going to happen this year. It's pretty much impossible for Shotos to be bad in this game, unless the system mechanics change drastically. Okay, Blanca, I think, is going to get buffed. If I was a betting man, if I was telling people, like, which characters to invest in for Season 3, I think Blanca would be a good pick. Because I actually think he's a little bit underrated right now, and it won't take much for Blanca stocks to go to the moon. So I think he's going to get buffed, and I think if you're looking for a character to invest in, Blanca stocks are going to be going pretty high. DJ. DJ's going to stay the same, I think. They keep fiddling with DJ's combos in recent changes, in recent updates. They keep, like, tweaking his combos and giving him a couple of extra, like, confirms and routes into super. They can't... I think the thing that I've noticed about Capcom is they still have absolutely no idea what they want DJ's level 1 to be. They keep, like, they made it a bit more safe in the last version, you know, they made it more usable as like a whiff punish. They give him a couple extra combo routes sometimes, so maybe he could be up here. But I'm gonna say overall he's probably gonna stay the same. Manon, I think she's gonna get buffed, but I'm not certain if it's gonna be impactful or not. They've also been very cautious about giving Manon much in most balance patches. But I think she will get buffed. How much is hard to say, but I think she will get buffed. Same with Marissa, actually. If I was creating an extra category up here called, like, big buffs likely, I would put Marissa in it, because I think she's probably the most likely character of anyone right now to get lots of help. Pretty much everyone puts her in bottom 1 in every region. Like, it's not often that we get so much consensus in the Street Fighter community. I've never seen anything like it. Like, whether I'm talking to, like, the Japanese players, or the American players, or European players, or South American players, whatever. Pretty much every region has this character collectively in bottom 1, which is a recipe for lots and lots of improvements in the next season. JP. What are they going to do with JP? I think JP is going to stay the same. And that's probably because of recent results. Like, there was a period for about the first 7 or 8 months of Season 2 where JP kind of disappeared from a lot of tournaments. But then as time progressed, a lot more JPs started returning. Kakeru obviously won Capcom Cup, which is a big turning point. But even then, like, you know, Juicy Joe at the same Capcom Cup got, like, 5th place. People are realizing that JP is still really damn good. So I don't think he's going to get nerfed because he's not that overexposed. I think he'll stay the same. Cammy also, I'm going to have him stay the same. because I don't see that many people complaining about Cammy anymore. Cammy used to be like one of the most complained about characters in the game, but I don't really see many people complaining about her now. But she's still Cammy. She still wins neutral by pressing up forward. She's in a good spot right now, I think. And I think Capcom probably thinks that too, so I think she's going to stay the same. Okay, Zangief. I'm going to maybe go out on a limb here. I think Gief's going to get nerfed. If there's one thing I've learned about Capcom's approach to characters, it's that Gief is not allowed to be good for long periods of time. He had his one season of being pretty good. Hell, he had his half a season of being pretty good. And I think time's up on this guy. Now, again, that's not to say that Gief is like even top 5 or anything right now, but Capcom does not like Gief being strong from my experience, and also Japan really hates this character. You know, Nemo has to see a therapist every week just to deal with Gief-related trauma. So I think Gief is actually probably going to get nerfed. JR and Itazan, yeah. Kobiyan has been destroying everyone. Gief is the thing about Gief right now is he's basically just like a hand grenade dropped into the bracket. Gief players will just show up and then either underperform spectacularly or just get like win the whole tournament, and there's not really any way to predict it. So yeah, I think they're gonna probably shoot Gief. Whether he deserves it is another question. I'm just trying to guess what Capcom would do. Rashid is gonna get nerfed, but it's not gonna matter. I predict they're gonna give level 2 a light slap on the wrist. They'll probably do. Here's what I think is gonna happen. I'm gonna make a hard read. They're gonna make it so that level 2 goes away on hit and then call it a day. That's probably the only change I can expect for Rashid. So if you hit him, it disappears. But that won't stop it from being like a really, really good super. Okay, Aki. This one's a complete mystery for me. I genuinely have no idea what Capcom is going to do with this character. And no one can seem to agree if she's good or not right now. Like, Punk has her in top 5, but then I look at like the Japanese tier lists and she's barely like mid-tier in those. So I guess we just average it out. I mean, she hasn't particularly been overexposed in tournaments. Like, there hasn't been many Akis showing up in top 8s and stuff. I'm going to say buffs, but they don't matter. I actually think she's going to get the jury treatment where, like, she's good. She's not quite top 5 material, according to most people. Like I said, a couple people think she's that good. I actually think she might get a few small buffs, but nothing game-changing. But I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. I wouldn't be surprised if Aki gets shot, to be honest. I don't even know what I'm expecting. When the patch notes drop on Thursday next week, I think it's equally likely that Aki stocks go up and also go way down. I have no idea. So I'm just going to stick her here for the time being, but I'm not sure about that. Ed Boy. I think Ed's going to get nerfed again, honestly. Especially because of Japanese perspective, because a lot of international players feel that Ed fell off a little bit, but like in Japan, this character is still considered like top 3. And he's super visible, like every tournament once you get top 8. You know, Lashar bodying everyone, Momochi bodying everyone, Fudo bodying everyone. There are so many extremely good Japanese Ed players. Tachikawa. I think they'll probably nerf Ed again. Bison. Now, I want to say Bison gets nerfed, but do I actually believe that he will? I don't want to get sucked into going with what I want to do. I want to say what Capcom would do. Do I think Capcom's actually going to nerf Bison? I'm going to put Bison here, actually. When Bison first came out, he was arguably the best character in the game on release. And then in the mid-season balance patch, they said that we are aware that his damage output is too high, and we're aware that Scissors is too spammable. And they solved that problem by reducing his damage by like 3% and making Scissors basically exactly the same. That was their solution. So if Capcom now thinks that that problem's solved, I can't see him getting any significant nerfs. I'm going to put him here. He might get nerfed a little bit, but I don't think he's going to face the wrath of Capcom. Terry is going straight into buffs likely. This is another character that I would invest in stocks. I think Terry stocks are going to go up a lot. I get the feeling Capcom really likes this guy and wants him to be like the face of the Season 2 DLC. Okay, we have one more character, because obviously Elena's not in the game yet. Okay, Broski's Lock of the Week for getting shot. New category just added. Everything I've said up till now has been prefaced with lots of I think it's likely or it's probably gonna happen. There is no doubt in my mind that this character is getting shot by Capcom. Again, that's not to say, just to be clear, once more, that's not me saying that I think she's the best character in the game. But I think right now, Mai is the most unhealthy character in the game for the meta. And I think that's like a bigger priority. Like, the fact that like every Japanese player right now, and even in outside Japan, everyone just has an extremely lazy Mai secondary that they can just bring out, spam Stan Fierce into EX Fan, and then just win until they have to actually get to top 8. Everyone has like a scuffed Mai, and it looks terrible to watch. Like, I was so bored watching combo breaker pools, and it was just Mai after Mai after Mai. Some of it was Mai mirror matches. It just did not look good for the game. It was not a good sales pitch for the game. I just think this character is not healthy for the game in her current state. The last thing you want is character specialists that are fun to watch switching to their scuffed secondary because they feel forced to. Like, we had a moment on stream while watching Combo Breaker where Momochi was up on stream and we were already hyped. Like, yeah, we get to see some world-class Ed gameplay. Nice. Momochi did the button check with Ed, finished the button check, went back to character select and brought out Mai, and it was like the most dejected I've ever seen stream chat. It was like all of the energy got sucked out of the room. It was crazy. Everyone just instantly lost interest and just like started talking about other stuff. So like, that's a one-way ticket to getting your character nerfed. If seeing someone switch off their main just makes you roll your eyes and lose interest, I think she's gonna get shot. Anyway, this has all been a complete waste of time because I am trying to predict what Capcom will do, but the truth is I have no goddamn idea what Capcom will do other than the Mai changes, as I said. But yeah, we'll find out next week if I am wrong, right, or some third thing. And I will see you guys all in the next video.